light travelers. Welcome back to the Arizona show. It's beautiful out today. We're here in view of the San Francisco peaks, and today we're gonna go on a little adventure. Now I've got some attire on. I've got some boots and a jacket, not because it's cold outside, but because of today's adventure. And we're gonna need a few other tools too. So everybody grab your headlamps, your flashlights, and maybe also say a prayer that the camping mobile can make it 7 miles down a dirt road. If this sounds like fun, it sure will be. Let's get it. This is the road. Fingers crossed, everybody. At the very least, if I'm not able to drive all the way back to where I'm headed today, this is a great opportunity to look for campsites. And also there's lots of good hammocking trees in these woods, but we're getting back there even if I have to crawl. That's a hint. We have arrived. Let's go see. Not a whole lot to give it away either. Let's get a little bit closer. I didn't know this was such a popular spot, but there's quite a few people here. I mean, I can understand why, considering the circumstances, but you'll understand here in a second. And this is why we're here. The lava cave. That walk down was quite technical, but we're here in the lava cave. So cool. So this is where it kind of opens up a little bit. And you can see just how big this room is. This is an even bigger room. This one's massive. These ceilings are like 20 feet high. It kind of reminds me of videos that I've seen of abandoned exploration of like subway tunnels. This is absolutely otherworldly. I don't think I've ever experienced anything like this before. I've been in caves. I've been to Carlsbad, Natural Bridge Caverns, Cathedral Caverns. I could go on, but this is not like anything that I've done. It's like a portal to another world. For those of you who are afraid of the dark, don't watch this clip. Skip ahead. I'm not putting my hand over the lens. The camera is now facing me. You can't see anything because there is no light in here. That's how dark it is. You can see how the ancient magma kind of makes waves in the rock as it flowed. That's what all these kind of bubbly looking things are. Incredible. And this is the end. Incredible. So you think you can tell heaven from hell, blue skies from pain? Can you tell a green field from a cold steel rail, a smile from a veil? I see the light. That was so cool. 10 out of 10, would do again.
Like a river that flows, currents evolve, tasting your lips in ways I can't control.
Hey everybody, just wanted to give a quick few notes here in post about visiting the lava caves just to make sure y'all are set up for success. If y'all choose to go, any cave is a little bit more technical than your average day trip, and that's why I'm doing this little portion here, just to make sure y'all will be set and ready to go if y'all choose to visit. So first thing that I'll talk about is it's pretty tight getting down into the cave, and it's also very, very dark once you get inside the cave. Of course, you can bring your flashlights to light it up, more on that in a second. But if those are some things that bother you, if you're claustrophobic or if you're afraid of the dark, no judgment at all, but you might want to try something else versus the lava cave, just because this is going to feature both of those things, and there's lots of dark scrambling over rocks. So I feel like if you're claustrophobic or afraid of the dark, both of those things together, you're not going to have a great time. So don't know why you'd be watching this video if you don't like either of those things, but I digress. For going to the cave, make sure you have the right gear. As you saw in the video, I had my work boots on, I had some layers, and I had some light sources, and I'll talk about all three of those things. So as for shoes, I chose my work boots because that's the surest footing I have. Any pair of closed-toed hiking shoes should do just fine as long as they have good tread on them. And also just make sure you're sure of your own footing, not including the shoes. There are lots of rocks in there that like to move, so just be wary of those if you go down in there, and even the best shoes can't get you out of that if you're not sure of your own footing, so just make sure you have good balance if you're going down in there. Now, as for layers, it is cold in the cave year-round, so make sure you layer up, especially if you are cold-natured or get cold easier. So just make sure you layer up if you're going down in there. I think it's about 40-something degrees in there year-round, which for a lot of people I know is pretty chilly. So just make sure you're cognizant of that. Now, as for light sources and headgear, light sources are paramount in the cave. You do need a headlamp if you're going down in there, 100%. There are places where you need both of your hands, and that's not going to work if you're holding a flashlight. You need a headlamp to go down in the cave. I chose to bring a flashlight, as did most people that went in there as well, and I would definitely recommend bringing that second light source. I also had backup light sources as well in case my lights died. They were fully charged when I went in there, but I would say bring backup light sources as well. Now, as for headgear, it can get a little tight in there. If you're worried about that, bring a helmet, but you should be just fine without one. Now, as for getting to the cave, as you saw in the video, it's a long dirt road to get there, long dirt road out. Your car should be just fine. Mine made it. I was probably a little bit more careful than I needed to be, but I only have one camping mobile, so I had to be. So just make sure you're careful when going there. There's lots of potholes on the road,
Would definitely avoid going in the winter months with the snow and ice, and also in the early spring. So for Flagstaff area, that's going to be April and possibly into early May, just because of the snow melt and it can be very muddy. But other than that, if all those things are good with you, you're prepped and ready to go check out those lava caves. Just wanted to make sure I hit on those points so I don't send you somewhere without the proper equipment and the proper recommendations. But other than that, that's going to do it for today's video. Enjoy. Thanks for watching. Consider subscribing, like, comment. It's all free. Thanks for hanging out.